Week 43, Day 6, Morning Nourishment. Revelation 3:21. He who overcomes, to him I will give to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat with my Father on his throne. Revelation 2:26-27. He who overcomes and he who keeps my works until the end, to him I will give authority over the nations, and he will shepherd them with an iron rod. We need to be those who dine, who feast with the Lord in this age, so that we can sit on the throne with the Lord in the kingdom age. To sit with the Lord on his throne will be a prize to the overcomer, that he may participate in the Lord's authority in the coming millennial kingdom. This means that the overcomers will be co-kings with Christ, ruling over the whole earth. Christ is on the throne, and they also will be on the throne. He has the authority, and they also will have the same authority to rule over the nations. Today's reading. God's intention is to work on man in order that man can be on the throne. His desire is to make us people of the throne. God's kingdom cannot come in full until we are on the throne. God's enemy will not be subdued until we are on the throne. God desires to bring us to the throne because of the rebellion of Satan against God's throne. If we read the Bible carefully, we will see that the greatest difficulty God faces in the universe is that his throne has been opposed and attacked by rebel forces. Through his crucifixion, resurrection, and ascension, the Lord Jesus was brought to the throne. A real man whose name is Jesus is on the throne. This is why we declare Jesus is Lord, and this is why we call, O Lord Jesus. God has always been the Lord, but now a man is on the throne as the Lord. Through his resurrection and in his ascension, God has made him both Lord and Christ, this Jesus. God has made Jesus a Nazarene, the Lord, and now today the Lord of heaven and of earth is a man. It is not easy for us to realize that a man who could be crucified and buried could be the Lord of the universe. When Judas and the multitude came to arrest him, he did not run away. He willingly made himself weak and allowed himself to be arrested and crucified. In the words of 2 Corinthians 13:4, he was crucified out of weakness. But after he was crucified and buried, God resurrected him and set him at his right hand, making him the Lord of all the universe. Today, the Lord of the universe is a man. We need to see that the Lord Jesus led the way to the throne. He was the pioneer, the forerunner, cutting the path to the throne. He was the first one to the throne, and we will come after him. Now we are marching to the throne, for God intends to bring us into glory and to set us on the throne. When we overcome, we will sit with Christ on his throne and have authority to reign with the Lord and rule over nations. God's mind is on man, and he wants man to express him and to exercise his authority. Man has God's image and God's dominion with his authority. God desires to manifest himself through man, and he desires to reign, to administrate through man. God's intention is to cast Satan down and to redeem many of those taken captive by Satan and bring them to his throne. God cannot receive the full glory until we are brought to the throne. One day we will be brought to the throne, and then God will be able to boast to Satan. He will triumphantly declare that his chosen ones who had been taken captive by Satan have been brought to the throne. However, we need to realize that in our present condition, we may not be qualified to be on the throne. We have been called to be sons of God, and we are destined to be kings, but we need God to work in us and on us to qualify us for kingship.